evening. Depends on your time and your location. We are live and we are direct this afternoon from my location. And I must salute my president, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of the newly declared United States of Biafra, and my Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoku, and my life acting leader, Deputy Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. I salute and I greet you for all that you have stand tall to do for me and every Biafrans that's really determined to move away from the country of death sentence to every indigenous person. You, on this declaration, has brought solution to the entire world to understand that solution is the best thing in life. All that is happening in Nigeria is because of lack of this solution from the one when the world denied that Biafra is not going to be a country through the lies, the propaganda of Britain, who their interest of creating one Nigeria is because of oil and gas, because of Pankane. The only interest, they did not see us as a human being, but rather they see us as a subject they can destroy and dump at any time. But today, the case or what was being denied has turned back to begin to hurt all of them who never believed that the solution is disintegration of this entity called One Nigeria, that no country in the world has ever answered one country in the world. And for all that is going on today, now that the solution is here, I can boldly tell Donald Trump, I can boldly tell the congressmen that the only solution that will end all this impunity is the solution that United States of Biafra declared has given them today, that Biafra is only solution. Now that we have organized ourselves more than the way we are before, by number one, having a government that are taking care of us as people of Biafra. Now we have a government that we have never had before, except the time of Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu fighting and formed the group and they declared Biafra, that the world was here. Watch Britain and Nigeria try to wipe away the indigenous people out of this surface in this world. We as people of Biafra, we have brought solution. We as people of Biafra, we have given solution, the word solution. Remember, in one of late Bulgaria's interview with Al Jazeera, he told Al Jazeera that they should go and organize themselves. That when they organize themselves, that the world will listen to them. Donald Trump, J. Netanyahu, bombing Nigeria and leave is not the issue. It's not the everlasting solution. The everlasting solution is to step up the game, trying to find out that this country that was amalgamated without anyone signing, as the indigenous people. All of you to ask this question: why did nobody sign of the indigenous people that Nigeria will become a country? Is the question. Because of the interest, the evil interest of Great Britain. That is why you are seeing all that is going on in Nigeria today. That is why you are seeing day-to-day killing. That is why you are seeing day-to-day buying. That is why you are seeing day-to-day massacre, genocide, intimidation, inhuman rights abuse, abuse of rights, and all that is going on today. It's only in Nigeria. It's a country where if their citizens try to protest, when they capture any of these citizens who try to protest, they will send them to life imprisonment. And that is why you will know that this by force country cannot continue. This by force country cannot continue because the people have spoke in a loud voice by removing themselves for this contraction, for this death sentence that Nigeria, simply meaning of Nigeria, is a death sentence to every indigenous people. And look at those that are dying today in Nigeria. Look at those that are being died every blessed day. They are the indigenous people. In that amalgamation, over 100 ethnic groups was by force in this union without their consent, without their opinion. That is why we are standing up to call to the world to look at what is the everlasting solution of what is happening in that contraction called Nigeria. That we don't want this amalgamation anymore. That is why the people of Biafra, we have exited before for 3 years, and we have come back again. We have already exited again. We re-declared it and proven to the world how serious we are. That is why today, when Chukwuemeka Odumegwu was in a homeland, lost this Biafra by Nigeria and Britain and Russia, those who sponsored them, the weapon they used, wanted to wipe away the indigenous people of old Eastern region. But today, Chukwu Okabiama, who we worship, Elohim, who we serve, has brought us back. So we stand up and say, never can we integrate back into Nigeria. We are giving the word solution, that our redeclaration is the solution of all this, what is happening in Nigeria. Look at the way the Nigeria border was porously exposed. Nobody's in the border. Nigeria is that country in the world that will capture a Boko Haram, that will capture ICC, that will capture Lakrawa, and all the what is happening on today, and reintegrate them into the military. Tell me in the countries of the world where such a thing is happening. And someone, name one country in the world that has captured Boko Haram, ISWAP, Lakrawa, and put them into the military, if not for only Nigeria. And this only Nigeria was a country in the world that nobody signed a signature that we agree that we are going to answer this. Any document without signature is fake. America, you have people that sign for you. Over 56 people sign. When you go to Spain, over 110 people sign for Spain. Go to Brazil in their declaration of 1822. Over 85 people signed that we want Brazil to be a country. Even in every other country's world, go and check. When you ask in the question, how many in these countries of the world, how many countries was there the indigenous people sign that they have their country. If you check out all the names of the country, Nigeria was exempted. Nigeria removed in this powerful document. Nobody signed. Nobody signed by force country with gun and bullet. But today, the history of the world, the new law of the world, has proven to us that it's no longer in the era, in this 21st century, which you told us that the 21st century started from 2001, that is going to end in 2100, that you no longer use military to prove that you are sovereignty. If it is true in this 21st century, Biafra has proved that we have re-declared our country. And if it is true that all the adopted charters that you are giving to us is true, that you told us that sovereignty is the permanent population of the citizens of that country, define threats like 40 states that we have in Biafra land. When America declared their independence, America as a country, you have only 13 states. That is why you use the name 13 United Colony. For us today, as people of Biafra, we have 40 states. And also we have a effective government in exile, led by Dr. Ngozi Arabueze. And all our cabinet members are at work. So if it is true that these four things you said in this 21st century, that is what makes up our sovereignty, after people have declared and make the intention of being known to the world, what is holding us? You give us a last option, and you give us criteria of the things when you see happening to you, that the only last option you have is through remedial succession, external, to move away from those that I want to buy you, those that want to kill, those that don't want you to live. These are your instructions you give to us, and today we are here to abide by all these instructions that you have given to us. And we are paying attention every day. We are listening. We are following the instructions. We are following what the instructions that you have given. And we are watching closely. We are no longer into armed struggle, like you said. That's why Somaliland, why not Cyprus, was being delayed, is because of the armed struggle way. And today, after our declaration, we stop the coming out on the street. Well, we don't do it anymore. That we want to maintain the international laws, the adopted laws, and all that surrenders what you told us. We are watching. And as our document of our real declaration is on your table, you must look at those real laws that you told us that we must go through, that if it no go, that you are not going to give us recognition, and you are going to help those who are suppressing us to suppress us more down. Today that we have moved away from that and respect what you told us, we are waiting for you to do the needful. We have gathered everything together. We have army that have been trained by your law of HEL. We have on that. We have done that also. So as we are waiting for this recognition, we don't want to wait for eternity, because Biafra is not a new subject. That is why we told you that is real declaration of the lost country called Republic of Biafra, 1967 to 1970. That is what we have done so far, so good. So that is why we're asking you to grant us what? International recognition. For us to help the world to stop this genocide, to stop intimidation, to stop abuse of rights, to stop inhuman treatment, to stop the disappearance of our people. Bombing cannot, because after everything, peace summit will come. When there's a peace summit, why don't we apply the peace summit at this movement? by recognizing Biafra, and we exit Nigeria, then we will help to organize what is going on with our military. We want the world to know that the time we are into, that on this stage we are right now, that we are not going to back down, because you said it is our inalienable right to have our government, to choose those that are going to rule us. That is why we are calling on the world to look into the matter. As you are looking to Nigeria problem to be solved, for people to live in their home freely, there is no way it's going to be done when Biafra people are calling for recognition all time. Now that we are calling for recognition, to end the impunity, to end the killing, to end the suffering, to end every bad thing that is happening in Nigeria, it's in our hand to do that. But for us to be official to do it, that is why we are seeking for what Israel gave to people of Somaliland. Remember, from 1967 to 1970, how many good years that the people of Biafra has been intimidated, and we have been abandoned by the world. But we are back to remind you that we are not going to keep calm. We are not going to allow them to destroy us anymore. Rather, we have raised up. We raised up on the level of the international global community. How? By standing up on November the 29th, 2024, to make our official declaration in Lahti, Helsinki, Finland, as a government in exile. And we are not going to be the first, neither are we going to be the last. In the past, people have used government in exile to achieve their country. Over 1,101 countries in the past has done that, and we have chosen that method. We have a government structure. We are working very hardly. We are not relenting at all. That is why, and we do it in a way that you will not arrest us anymore by drop anything armed struggle movement, going out on the streets and chasing anybody. No, we want it on the legal aspect. You said that when a new country is being declared, for them to achieve the international recognition, they must go through legal, diplomatic, political pressure, media pressure. That is why we're here to let you know the achievement that we have agreed by the law. We have accepted the legal way. For our leaders not to be arrested anymore, because you claim that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is because of violence. Simon Ekpa inciting. Today, what are you going to tell us again? Now that we have accepted all the UN charters, African charters, Geneva Convention, Montevideo Convention, Vienna Convention, and all of this has been applied on our movement. That is why you must recognize people of Biafra. You must. It's under must. If you want peace to this world, if you want peace in Africa, remember in the world that it's only Africa are still in the border of the colonial masters. That means they are still controlling us today. Only Ibrahim Traoré and 4 of them has pulled out from this colonial boundary. Must be destroyed for us to be free. And we Biafran people are number one. Without Biafra, the world knows. You see this evil British. You see London. You see UK. You see England. They know that people of Biafra are the power of Africa. Once we are free, all Africa is going to be free. We are going to stand on our own to use what we have to build better country in the future. That is what they are avoiding from letting Biafra to live. We are sending message to the world. We are letting you to know that we know who we are, and you cannot come. Why can't America? Why can't Russia? Why can't Austria? Why can't North Korea? Why can't all these world powers to look into why Biafra is not a country? Why can't you ask yourself, if people of America, their consent, their interest, their opinion was conducted before America declared independence, why our own did not be? Why? Why nobody consult us? Why a white man all the way from UK. Have we ever betrayed past your territory? Why do you pass African territory? Why do you enter? Because of your soul stupidity, greediness, envy, jealous, and the evil mind you have that you want to remain a king forever. It's only God in heaven is a king forever. You cannot. Africa must rise up to destroy the colonial borders. It is a problem. Civilization cannot come if all the entire Africa did not stand up to destroy these colonial borders. Because that is where the problem is. That is why they suppress us down. They will come and tell you that the one they bring for you is the best. Why the one they bring to us is destroying us? Why they take the best from us? Why they take the best out of what we have? Make their place a better place. Today, Britain is laying pipe from old Eastern region. They have passed Morocco. That is what they care. That is why they created Nigeria. So they can make us and suppress us down. Go to this area that this oil are coming from. No single good building, no road, no hospital, no school, no water. And you bring, you told us that what you bring is the best. You bring destruction to us. And we are not going to accept it anymore. In this 21st century, we have arisen. That is why United States of Africa are declared the hope, the light of Africa. All the darkness in Africa is because that Biafra is being denied. And because of we told Africans that we are going to use oil in all this region to make Africa a better place. That is why when British come to amalgamate Nigeria, they could not consult us. And that is why they said we are not going to have any deal with people of Biafra in old Eastern region, because they are not going to allow us to take this oil, and we are going to be giving those who have the oil 5%. That is why they decided to do all this shenanigans you are seeing today. That is why you see people dying every day. That is why from old Eastern region, there is no good road, there is no NEPA, no light, there is no food, there is no water, there is no school, there is no good road. Nothing good comes from the old Eastern except bad things is what we're experiencing in our time. That is why ask yourself, how many of your citizens are in our countries? That country you claim you created for us, how many of your citizens are living there? Little thing you will want your citizens to flee away from it because you created danger to the world. British created danger. Britain represents danger. They are the Confucianists you see in the world today. They are the ones sponsoring all that's going on in the world today because of their stupidity, their evil intention. Your sons and daughters must pay dearly for all this blood that has been gone down in this life. Hadaino comes at last. The law of karma will surely capture. The law of karma must visit Britain, entire Britain. Law of karma must surely visit all of you because you have do undo. Enough is enough. Africa must rise up. Join Ibrahim Traoré to abolish this colonial boundary. Those lies, those propaganda, those deceits that was told people is a pure lie. That is not who we are. They lied against us. They know how smart we are. They know how fast we are. They know everything about us, that we are good people. We are living a better life before this evil British come in and destroy it. They started by killing our people. They started this mission by what? By killing our people. They killed the Kumek warrior. They actually do Noba. They destroyed our people in the first place. That is how they started till today. That is still what is still going on today. This is the same method of by force union. Is it by force that I am going to accept you? How does it be by force that I must accept you? They use that the opportunity of divide and rule to enter into Biafra movement today. After our declaration, they went back to visit Ogenkere, Imam Maduabu, and Adandosh, all of them to turn against the declaration that gives every other country in the world power to talk about Biafra. Because without external, without the succession, nobody has what to talk. It was going to still remain what they told people in the past. That is internal affair of non-existing country that nobody signed. It's only white man option. It's only what white man wants because of his interest. Felix Olugara, his girlfriend, not a wife. After they have make love in hotel room, they come out and name you Biafra. When they name you Nigeria, when they have destroyed everything you have, they started. How could they live all the way from Europe, come down with military in old Eastern region? They finally destroyed our people in Ahaba, in Delta State. That is why they destroyed the warriors of a Kumiku warrior. And they put all the chain in our people. Remember the chain. That chain is that colonial border. It's not just a physical chain. When they chain your ancestors down, they chain you down. That is why who is alive today must fight to set your people free. To continue from what makes Britain chain, what makes, including America, chain you, our forefathers, put them on chain. And they die like that. They committed crime. Tell me in Africa, the videos you are seeing about these colonial masters, tell me where it happens in Africa, except them feel like they have power of God. May Elohim, who we call at all time, visit all of them and put them to where they belong. Because this karma must visit Britain. It must visit America. If they refuse to use the recognition of Biafra to please our conscience, we will continue to lay a curse on them. We will continue to drag them. Bombing Nigeria is not solution. Donald Trump, since you bombed and left, over 100 and something people has died. Again, the Boko Haram has killed more than 110 people from December to this January 17 that we are into. That is why we are telling you, what the solution is when you allow people to defend and protect themselves by dividing, destroying this evil entity called Nigeria. If people want to answer Nigeria, let them go and answer their Nigeria. But for us, we don't want. Let us go. If when your child grew up to 18 and said, I don't want to answer my father's name again, I want to answer my name, he has right to that. That is what the people of Biafra is doing. Remove your hand from Africa. Remove your hand from Eastern region, because we will remove it by force in due time. Now we are playing according to the gallery you give us. Now we are playing on your instructions of the world because of what? You told us that Chukwuemeka Odumegwu lost Biafra because of no international recognition or because of armed struggle. Today, we are no longer in armed struggle. By the United States of Biafra, led by the Tongozi Arabese and his cabinet members. That is how we, as the people of Biafra, have stopped the armed struggle. And now we have gone into what? Diplomatic, legal, political pressure, media pressure. You told us that these four things is what you want us to be doing. And we are here doing it the way you recommended about it. So we are asking you, it has become a year and a month, 1 month that we have declared. So we are waiting for you to grant recognition. America, recognition from the countries that love them comes after a year and 6 months. We are counting to a year and 6 months as we are waiting for the allies to help us to do what? To recognize the people of Biafra. Then we can help and sort this problem that are facing the world out. Yes, that is what it is. We go back on the comment section to greet our people that are here with us. To greet our people that are here with us. Grace, great, I greet you. Yemhes, I greet you. Good morning, good afternoon from my location. Maz Humble Lion, the great man, the great Humble Lion. I see you so much. Thank you for all you do for Biafran people. I see you, Ben Shinaka, my man. Thank you so much. I see Jesus Lopez. I see you, Senugo Kwara. I see you and our beautiful sister. Or yes, I see you. Thank you so much. And also I see you, Chidweme Manel. Thank you for being here at this moment. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your effort and what you do for the Biafran people. Only putting the internet at all times, be online, checking out, making comments, calling, and doing contribution. All is what we needed. It's all about media pressure. That's also another line we are going to use to achieve our country. I see Love Day, my man. Love the intelligent man. Where have you been? Our time is always a problem. The time is always a problem. That is why people like you need to be their voice to be hearing every day, because you educate us more than what we are doing. So I thank you for being here, all of you. We must continue, because it's only through this way we, as the people of Biafra, we are going to achieve our country. There's no other way. In this 21st century, please, my people, remove your eyes, remove your thinking, remove your thoughts from using armed struggle. It's not going to do us a favor. That is why Northern Cyprus has never got recognition. That is why Somaliland was being delayed for 34 good years. Go and check the history. And many more like that. So do you want us to continue remaining that way? If you really love what we are doing, what you needed now is you are a J and a Gemma today. Come, because I have read here the achievement of United States of Biafra government, and they are achieving more and more to go. Very soon, the world will marvel because of the good work of this government. That people that inconsequential, that's just minority people are castigating about them. That name call of Ngodrabo Fulani, Ngodrabo this cannot stop regulation. The world knows that when a new country is being declared, that the enemies will fool everywhere. The world knows it clearly that when a new country is being declared, that enemies will fool everywhere. The world knows that. And today, it's happening in our movement today. You can see the rebels. You can see the inconsequentials. You can see the pulpits. You can see the loyalists. You can see those they want to use to destroy our movement. You can see them. Please, my people, as you join us, please like and share the program. If it is your first time, there is a 3 dots on top of your screen on your right hand. Look at the top of the screen. You will see a 3 dots. Click on that result, it will open. You will see like and share. Why is it important for you to make this message to go viral? We are counting down on the main topic we have today. When a leader is in prison, another group went ahead to official elected another person. What are they going to be called? The word said they are going to call them rebel. They are going to call them people that never want their people to be free. They are going to be seen as those that are disobeying the movement, those their intention is all about to destroy. That they knew that when a new country is being declared, that rebels will fool everywhere, that the enemies will come, because in the past it's all over. America has their own, Finland have their own, people, a lot of things, many, even in Africa, Ethiopia has the people that never want Ethiopia to become a country. And they are playing on the gallery of what you see Oge Chukwunte and his men doing today. With Imam Madwabo. They are all rebel in this movement that we're into. There is way things have been done. So whatever we are passing through today with them, the world knows the truth. Even though in the first place it's going to like confusion. But when time goes, the world will use activities of any of these groups to know who is the right source. The world knows how it works. The world knows how it works. The world knows how everything is working. So that is why for me, I am not panic at all, because I understand that they can only delay this movement, but they cannot be denied like the way it was being denied 1970, 1970 till this date that we have made our declaration. It's not going to be like that anymore. Because all the example, when you refuse to recognize Biafra, we give history of Finland, we give history of America, we give you Namibia, we give you South Africa, we give you Ethiopia, we give you Kenya. All has rebels in their movement. And how do you know them? They are those who will jump out and claiming another structure, declared another president out of the movement, another prime minister. They all lies and deceit. The world knows the truth. And this truth is very bitter. The truth is very in a very place that once you seek for the truth, then you will get it. That is how it is. So I urge you to do what? To stand on the side of United States of Biafra, we are declared. Stand on the side of the United States of Biafra, we are declared. It is very, very important at this stage that we are into, that you understand the meaning of things that has to be done at this stage. So I urge all the Biafrans to remain resolute that we are on the right track, that Elohim Chukwu Okabiama has chosen that Biafra must be restored in this world. If not for that, believe you me, we all are not going to be here. The enemies could have destroyed it, but so far Chukwu Okabiama, with his own infinite mercy, has granted us this Biafra. Nobody will stop it, no matter how they try. No matter how they try to do anything stupid, they can never. All they are doing is going to be in vain. The world knows the truth. The world knows that when a new country is being declared, that enemies of that new country will be everywhere, that the old country they are living from will not allow them to go freely. They are going to try to sabotage their movement. They are going to try to do anything humanly possible they think they can do to stop the movement. The world knows about it clearly. That is why I am telling you this, that you must stand tall with our real declaration of United States of Biafra. We are declared that no one can stop us this time around unless we decided to back down. But we can never back down. We can never stop. We are continuously to move forward because what we are doing is the right thing. What we are doing is what we're supposed to do. It is our right at this point in time that we are into. I want you to know that the world knows the truth. I want you to know that the world has their criteria. I want you to know that nobody in this world will stop the will of the people. Now that we have signed, we are not like Nigeria, that nobody signed that Nigeria should be a country. Over 550 something people signed that Biafra will be a country. Nigeria, nobody signed. But on this issue of our movement, the people of Biafra use their hand to sign that they are a country, that they want country called United States of Biafra as their own country. They sign that they want their country. And nobody will stop us from being this country. Nobody will do anything about it. It's only we, the people of Biafra. It's our inalienable right, no matter how the world deny it. Once we continue without stopping, we are making headways. So let us see how the world, you know how we do it here. We must see how the world will view all these people and what they told us about those that are fighting against USB, and after your leader is in the prison and they try to form any other group, how the world see it, or alerting any other person. So let us go down to deep into what we have to do this afternoon, so anyone or everybody may understand that the time that we are into is what we needed at this time to correct all the things going on in Nigeria. So the people of Biafra under USB, the world might have a little bit confusion because of this shenanigan, but it is getting clear to them. And if they refuse and still be unconfused, we will use the way they treated people of Finland as an example. We will use the way they treat people of America as an example. We will use the way UN treated Namibia as an example. We will use how they treated South Africa as an example. That is why we are not going to achieve Biafra without us understanding everything that is happening around the movement of the country. My people, 1 minute. So we must continue. Now we are going into the main deal today for you to see, and if you're any member of Ogenkere, tag them to come. Let them give them how the world see what they are doing. Let them see what the world think about what they are doing. Yes. Jerry, good morning from here. Thank you for being here at this hour. We're also going to listen to the danger when your leader is in prison and you went on to alert to put another person in his position officially, what you are telling the world to do to him on the legal aspect of it, on the fiscal aspect of it, all of them has meaning. That is why we as the people of Biafra must understand everything that we are doing at this moment that we are into. So nobody can stop our movement that we are into. Nobody can stop it. It is right for you to know everything. So everything that we are doing is what's doing is the answer. Do not mind all these inconsequentials that are making noise in the social media today. They can never stop this movement. It can only be delayed, but it can never be denied. That is how it is. So let us no panic, remain resolute. It takes Somaliland 34 years. What of people of Northern Cyprus? 40 years, still yet no recognition. What of people of Kosovo? 33 years, no international. But there is a little big difference between here and there because of many of them did not, these two I mentioned now, did not government in exile. They are in the home, they use military to chase people away and occupy. But in this, after they have chased these people away, look at where they are today. No international recognition has been emerged on their own movement. So my people, let us go into the main deal of the day. Listen as I play it out. When a leader who is fighting for a new country freedom for his people was arrested, if his people are leave him to elect a new person in their position, what does he mean in the eyes of the world? Not what I think, not what you think, but let us see if our thinking this time around goes together with how the world see it. And how the world see when someone just be acting on behalf of. Let us see difference between these two things, and you can know where you belong. It is our right. We are not stopping. We are not stopping for 1 inch. We are not stopping.
This is a very complex political and legal situation. To answer your question, yes, in many cases, this group would be viewed as rebels or usurpers, both by their own people and by the international community. Here is why replacing an imprisoned leader can lead to a rebel or illegal label. 1. The question of legitimacy. In a freedom struggle, the leader who was arrested is usually the one who carries the mandate of the people. Internal view. If a small group of people removes the leader while he is in a cell and cannot defend himself, the majority of the population will likely see the new leader as a traitor or a puppet of the enemy. External view. Foreign countries and the UN are very careful about coups. If they see that a leader was replaced without a fair nationwide election, they may refuse to recognize the new person as official. 2. Can they be called rebels? Yes, they can be called rebels for two different reasons. By the colonial old government, to the old government, everyone fighting for a new country is a rebel. By the freedom movement, the followers of the original leader will call the new person a, quote, rebel against the revolution. They will argue that the new leader has no right to the title of prime minister because the true leader never resigned. 3. The puppet danger. Often when a leader is in prison and a new official is suddenly elected, people suspect that the enemy government helped make it happen. If the British, in the past, or any modern government helps a specific group elect a new leader while the real hero is in jail, that new leader is usually called a puppet leader. History rarely treats puppet leaders well. They are often removed as soon as the original leader is released. 4. Splitting the international recognition. If you have lobbyists and congressmen involved, as we discussed before, this situation creates a disaster for international recognition. Lobbyist A is in Washington, saying, recognize our leader in prison. Lobbyist B is in Washington, saying, no, recognize our new leader who is actually in the office. The result, the US President and Congress will likely refuse to recognize anyone because they don't know who the true representative is. The movement looks weak and divided. 5. A famous comparison, the two presidents problem. Think of Venezuela recently, or South Sudan during its struggle. When two people claim to be the official leader, the world usually waits to see who has the military and the people behind them. If the person in prison still has the love of the people, the person in the office is just a temporary official and is often labeled a rebel against the true cause. Summary table. Who is the leader? Status in the eyes of the people. Status in international law. The imprisoned leader. The moral and true leader, often recognized as a political prisoner. The new official, often seen as a usurper or traitor, seen as unstable or de facto, acting only. The bottom line, in a freedom fight, you cannot elect your way out of the fact that your true leader is in jail. If the people don't support the change, the new person is just a leader on paper, but a rebel in the hearts of the citizens. Would you like to know how a movement can legally have a temporary leader without betraying the one in prison?
Are you listening? I hope you are following on this that we are doing this afternoon. According to my location, it's still remain afternoon here. We must know the truth, and it is only this truth can set us free. When we are into this movement that we're into right now, and you see the shenanigan of Ogen Kere, you had it here, that those that are pleased with what Ogen Kere is doing is those that don't want the new country to get international recognition, like Ogen Kere, Imam Madwab. These groups going to Washington, D.C., they are only delaying our movement. They are only delaying the movement of the people of Biafra. But delay is not denial. Ndị bana si n'okwu Igbo si na o ji ihe nwata welie aka elu, akara obi iro, ọ ga-eweturịrị ya. For sure. When it's being delayed, it's not being denied. Delay is better than denying us. And the way we are going, nobody will delay. When they pay really attention to with all the movement of Biafra, they will know. Yes, Bishop. Anyị mụ anya ka azụ bro, Ogen Kere is a criminal. Rebel. That's what he is. That is what he is. You had it. Let us not even do it as if we are the one judging them. Because I must always come with fact and figure to prove that Ogen Kere remains what? Rebel. Ogen Kere remains criminal. Ogen Kere never wants Biafra as a country. Rather, he is here trying to please one Nigeria that gave him money that he used to go to Washington, D.C. and claim that he's seen the congressman that was against Biafra as a country. But the question is, can they stop us? The question is, can they stop us at all at all? The answer is no. They can never. It can only be delayed, not being denied. My people, once we are into this movement that we are into right now, and anyone think that, hey, my name is Ogen Kere, aka Isaiah Anyog. One, only the two names makes him a criminal. Only the two names automatically have make him what? A criminal. So, do not panic. Do not move an inch, because we are doing what? Getting it right. How the world wants us to go. Do you know why we must go this way? Because it's the world that are giving recognition, not us. Do you see why? When somebody say, oh, don't talk about international community, we must talk about it because they are the one. Because of lack of their support and lack of their recognition, that is why we are not a country. So this time around, we must give that respect and pay attention to their rules and guides, so we can be able to get it from them. When a son or a daughter is begging something to his father, he always lie low. When you get what you are looking for, you can do what you want. In countries where we are working in offices that are not belong to us. Are you not loyal to the rules? Once you get your payment, if they don't want to work again, you can let them go to hell. But once you are looking for something from their hand, you must remain loyal. Our DPM remain loyal to the international community. Please, man. Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, the US cabinet member, remain loyal to the international community guidelines. Use their template. So they will not see any excuse to delay us. They will not see any excuse to arrest every Biafran at this moment. So please, remain the way you are. The government of the USB, remain the way you are. Remain on this straight line where nobody can arrest or do anything to us anymore. The time has changed. The game has changed. Ndị banyị na n'okwu Igbo na-egbu ofu apụtago gbaa mbọ ka ịmụta ka esi agba ya. Now in this 2026, the world has changed the movement and told us that no, it's only through legal way we want. We don't want violence anymore. We must remain, because the violence of called Megwejukwu did not give us Biafra. The violence of Chukwuemeka Odumegwuojukwu did not give us Biafra. The Woto put our two leaders in prison. How can we be doing one thing that are putting us in danger? How can we do one thing that are making us to look like terrorists in the eyes of the world? Why can't we go down and follow the way they want us, and we can hold them when they refuse? Because there is a long time we waited for that thing to happen. When they refuse, you will take it by force. We take our redeclaration by force. So we are waiting patiently right now to the world. That is why we are calling on them to pay attention to the movement of the USB. And also being happy that our DPM, that the government of USB has put everything under legal. It's no longer what any individual think. It's no longer what I think. It's no longer the way I want it, rather. But it is the way the world wants it. It is the way the world wants it at this stage that we are into. So that is why you don't have to mind those criminals that are there making noise here and there. It's no longer the time to show power, but it is a time to show legal movement. It's a time to show political pressure. It's a time to place more dialogue. That is how it is at this stage that we are into. That is how the world wants it. That is how the world sees everything that we are doing. That is how the world needs us to go. And when we are going through that way they want us to go, then we are going to achieve recognition by all means. That is what they told us. So now we are holding them on their words, and we are acting towards what they want us to act towards it. So nobody can do us any harm or any good Nobody can do us any harm anymore. Nobody. It's no longer in the era of showcasing. No be them. Now we. No. That language must. No, in this 21st century, a new country movement does not depend on the military anymore. That is why in this 21st century, they have changed it. That is no longer military to prove that you are sovereignty. Rather, the population of the people living in that territory is how you prove that you are sovereignty. And you first, we first make the declaration of your country. So, you may understand it very well. You may see it very well. So we, as the Biafran people, we have agreed that we don't want violence anymore. We have agreed that at this stage that we are into, that it is only through peaceful movement that we can achieve Biafra as a country. We want to maintain that criteria of Costa Rica. We want to maintain the criteria of Namibia people, dropping movement of arms and go into diplomatic negotiation, and they have been able to achieve their country in the past. That is why we can go through all this length for us to see how they achieve their own. Now that we have proved to the world that we are a country, they want to see how we manage our affairs, day-to-day problems. America, it took America a year and 6 months before they can be able to grant recognition from Morocco and France. These are the first two people who give them recognition. Christy Biafra, I greet you. Thank you so much for being here. Can see you. Afam Anthony, I greet you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Ebo Obenna, good afternoon from here. I greet you. Go back and listen to this again before we go into the analysis that I read on this particular document, this particular movement of how the world seen what we are doing and the so-called organ. Listen to this, even though they said it is complex, but they said the truth.
This is a very complex political and legal situation. To answer your question, yes, in many cases, this group would be viewed as rebels or usurpers, both by their own people and by the international community. Here is why replacing an imprisoned leader can lead to a rebel or illegal label. 1. The question of legitimacy. In a freedom struggle, the leader who was arrested is usually the one who carries the mandate of the people. Internal view. If a small group of people removes the leader while he is in a cell and cannot defend himself, the majority of the population will likely see the new leader as a traitor or a puppet of the enemy. External view. Foreign countries and the UN are very careful about coups. If they see that a leader was replaced without a fair nationwide election, they may refuse to recognize the new person as official. 2.
Ogenkere, the world can never recognize you. They can never recognize you. Look at what the world is saying and how they view who you are and how they use those that has been on this our position to judge those that have acted in that way before. UN cannot recognize you, Ogenkere. And the UN are very careful about coup. Ogenkere is a coup plotter with one Nigeria who sent him to come and destroy our declaration. Chigoze, you're welcome. Ezani, you're welcome. Without a fair nationwide election, you cannot elect president, prime minister, where the president or the prime minister is in prison. You dare not. You can only have deputy to deputize until he comes out and he will step down. Many refuse to recognize the new person as an official leader. UN, many countries know what we are passing through. Chigozie, you're welcome. They know what we are passing through. They cannot, no matter all this nonsense that they are doing. Those that have done it in the past, the world did not recognize them at all. The world never recognized them. Then, in the view of everything, you had it here. The world will start seeing him and his people. They will see him as what? Rebel. They said yes. In many cases, the group would be viewed as rebel, both by their own people and by the international community. Why the congressmen are not coming out with Ogenkere? Forget snapping pictures. That is how you know somebody who is fake. Photo master. Edit photo master. That is how you know. The world knows them. Look at here again. Yes, in the many cases, the group would be viewed as rebel, both to their own people by the international community. We see Ogenkere as a rebel. Here is why replacing an imprisoned leader can lead to rebel or illegal rebel. Are you hearing it? Now, number one, the question of legitimacy. In a freedom struggle, the leader who was arrested is usually the one who carries the mandate of the people, because that is why he's in prison. That is why he's there. Not, that thing. The world knows what it is. Internal view. If a small group of people remove the leader while he is in a clear and cannot defend himself, the majority of the people will likely see the new leader as a traitor or a puppet or the enemy of the people as what? Rebel. How are you seeing Ogenkere? Are you seeing Ogenkere? Imam Maduabo, the way the international community are seeing Ogenkere today? It's only Washington DC is only Washington DC give recognition for a country. They will not open up and say we have recognized USB because of lobby. No, it depends on the president or the prime minister of the country to do that. And when those you are using for the lobby is those who are against the new president, how is it going to happen? Think. And listen to the reality and listen to the truth. So you can know what to do at this time that we're into. Please, if you're not joining us, there is a 3 dots in front of, on top of your screen on your right hand side. This way I'm pointing my hand. Look at it there. You will see 3 dots. Touch it once, it will open. Just touch on that 3 dots. Once, it will open. Then you will see like and share. When you share, please subscribe on our page. Subscribe. So you can always know when we are live on this page, because this is the message we are bringing for you. Please. You will be Afra. Senior comrade. Senior man, I salute from here. Good afternoon from here. Please. Yes, my people will continue. In a freedom struggle, the leader who was arrested is the one carries the mandate of the people. Because of this mandate, that is why Obato Obie is in prison. Because of this mandate, that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. John, you're welcome. Yes, thank you so much. That is how the world view Ogenkere. Let me read here back again. When I asked this question on that document, they said, to answer your question direct, yes. In many cases of other countries, not only on us, that is why they say, in many cases of other countries, this group would be viewed as rebel or uprising, both by their own people and the international community. Remark this word very perfectly. International community will view Ogenkere as what? Rebel. It doesn't end on those you are giving money. It ends on those that outside of you are not giving money. How they view you and what you are doing and what you represent. Here is why replacing an imprisoned leader can lead to a rebel or illegal rebel. elect a rebel or illegal rebel. Removing the okay, Nkere is the prime minister. Prime Minister Maga. Evil, a rebel. In the midst of force, the saboteur, the puppet of one Nigeria and Britain, the someone that Nigeria connected through Europe to betray Obatobie, to destroy Biafran struggle. There is one thing that Nigeria, Britain never learned. What is that thing? They never knew that there is nothing they can do to stop Biafra as a country. That is one thing. It's all this after 100 years and they never come to their brain. And today, you have also introduced to us a law that will guide Dr. Ngozi Arabeze that nobody will take away any of our leader again. Then she puts everything in legal aspect. So today, the Department of the Justice of America are monitoring the movement of Biafra on Dr. Ngozi Arabeze. Go and verify. That is why it's being registered. That is why today, do you hear anybody calling for she will be arrested because the trap they sent for her to knock Woto is not there. No evidence. If Dr. Ngozi Arabeze try to knock one or prove one, by now, she might be called to questioning. From there, another problem starts. We'll start afresh again. That is why Obatobie said, I'm going to be the end of this movement. And she has been the end of this movement. And also give us somebody who he said, Ngozi Arabeze, protect the mandate. Oge Nkere, why did Obatobie not ask to protect the mandate? Why did Oge Nkere, why did Obatobie did not ask you to protect the mandate? Why he never asked you to be the surrogate? Why he never make you the chief of staff? You don't know how government is being ruled and movement of a new country. You are fighting. You said you are fighting for what? You are a rebel. Not by me, by the international community. Those that are going to give us recognition see you as what? Even the UN. Let's continue. In a freedom struggle, the leader who was arrested is usually the one who carries the mandate of the people. That is why they are in prison. Internal view, if a small group like Oge Nkere of people remove the leader, they can never remove Obatobie. They are not for the people of Biafra. They are a small group. They all knows that. Why he is clear and they cannot defend himself, the majority of the population will likely see the new leader as a traitor or a puppet or enemy of the people, a rebel. External view, external from the international global community organizations like UN. Listen, foreign countries and the UN are very careful about Q. If they see the leader was replaced without a formal national-wide election, they may refuse to recognize the new person as official. See him as what? Rebel. They will see Oge Nkere as what? Rebel. Let's continue.
Can they be called rebels? Yes,
Listen,
they can be called rebels.
Listen, can they be called rebel? Yes, they can be called rebel for two different reasons. Listen.
For two different reasons. By the colonial old government, to the old government, everyone fighting for a new country is a rebel.
Remember, once you want to leave an existing country that is suppressing you down, all of you in the first place becomes a rebel. Now let us see in that two different ways. By the colonial, by the old government, to the old government that we are existing from, which is Nigeria. They will see all of us as what? As a rebel. But listen, there is definition.
By the freedom movement, the followers of the original leader will call the new person a, quote, rebel against the revolution. They will argue that the new leader has no right to the title of prime minister because the true leader never resigned.
Do you hear it? Why we cannot vote our DPM as the prime minister? Why nobody can take that position? Because he's in the prison because of the mandate of what you are getting outside. Are you listening? The followers of the original leader. Are you hearing it? The followers of the original leader, we call the new person a rebel against the revolution of the movement to restore a new country. They will argue that the new leader has not right to the title of prime minister because the true leader never resigned. Did the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu resign as the like no longer fighting for Biafra? Obatobie told them in Finland, we are here to fight for this cause. That is why he's there. That's why they said, you cannot, because he did not chew a letter openly that I, Simon Ekpa Njoku, has resigned to fighting for Biafra, or we have resigned to be the prime minister of the people of Biafra. Are you following? I hope it's making more sense to you. Are we making more sense, my people? Is it making sense to any of us at all? Is it clear? Is it clear? I want to see it in the comment section. Does it make any common sense to you? What the world have already put down and how they justify our movement? Do you like hearing about this? Uche Ejiofor, thank you. She said, yes, only you. Thank you so much. Remark this particular place. By the freedom movement. Hey, Mommy, Margaret, you are here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Remark this particular place. This particular place. Remark it very well. By the freedom movement, the followers of the original leader, you and I are the original followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mas Simon Ekpa. Because we remember that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is our president. Mas Simon Ekpa is our prime minister. Listen to this. The original leader we called the new person a rebel against the revolution of the movement of the new country. They will argue that the new leader has not right to the title of prime minister because the true leader never resigned. Did Mazi Simon Ekpa resign? When Mazi Simon Ekpa is here with us, did he take position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Please, I want us to be interactive from the comment section. The number one question is, did Obatobie send a letter memo to us that he has resigned from fighting for the new country? Has he resigned? That's number one question. The number two question, did Simon Ekpa Njoku take position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? He always called him Onyendu. Leave a position of a president for him. The answer is no. Yes, thank you. He never resigned. Now let us continue.
3. The puppet danger. Often when a leader is in prison and a new official is suddenly elected, people suspect that the enemy government helped make it happen.
We are not suspecting. Because you are saying it. The puppet danger. Again, the puppet. Often, when a leader is being in prison and a new official is suddenly elected, like Ogen Kere, people suspect that the enemy government helped make it happen. It's true. The enemies, which is Nigeria, Britain, Finland, are the ones sponsoring Ogen Kere at this junction. If Nigeria is not sponsoring Ogen Kere, where could a congressman see $10,000 to give lobby? And that is what the lobby in Washington, D.C. take, all of them. They have their price, $10,000 for 1 month for you. They are not signed the agreement for 100 years or 1 month, or 1 year. No, the agreement is what? Only 1 month. And go and verify who registered it is Mas Simon Ekpa, but not Ogen Kere. Because of I have an opportunity to send you an errand, does he make you the owner of the message? The answer is no. Because Obatobie send him on behalf of Obatobie, on behalf of the people of Biafra, to submit this document. Does he make you that is a messenger? How do you turn back to become the owner? Because of a gatesman is always in the gate. Does he make him the owner of the house? Because of the gatesman who is in the gate, when you left the house, you traveled, As you're coming back, the gate man will lock inside and lock you out and stand inside and be saying, "Don't come here. This is my house. Everything is on my name," because of his inside. Is it how it happens? Reason.
If the British, in the past, or any modern government helps a specific group elect a new leader while the real hero is in jail, that new leader is usually called a puppet leader. History rarely treats puppet leaders well. They are often removed as soon as the original leader is released.
Do you hear it? Are you hearing it pop and plain and clearly? British, this is what they know to do very best, is to divide people, bringing new leaders to betray the old one. Oba Toby has never resigned. Yes, Mommy Margaret Igbo, thank you so much. Oba Toby has never resigned. Mazen Nandekan has never resigned till today. Why are we going to elect president and they are not that people? Where those that occupy the position is already there. And today, Diokoko and his followers is talking trash on social media. Well, birds of the same feather must flock together. We move. So, if the British in the past are or only modern government help to specific a group elected a new leader, why the real hero is in jail, that new leader is usually called puppet leader. Oge Nkere the puppet. Oge Nkere the rebel. Oge Nkere the rebel, the puppet, the toy of one Nigeria that are being used. Look at what the world called your Oge Nkere. Not Ngozi Arabeze send me to do what I'm doing. But because of, I know that there is how this thing works. That is why I try to take my time to take down, to research and find out the truth. That is what makes me to stand up and hold my mandate of United States of Biafra declared under Dr. Ngozi Arabeze, who stand on the true side of this movement. You have heard it clearly. History really treated puppet leaders. Those history that these puppet leaders are being treated well because they are doing the building of those who put them in the position and those who give them instruction what they are doing. Do you understand it clearly? That history shows that those that put them in the position like British Nigeria will try to make them to live comfortable, to continue to do the building, to destroy the new country that the leaders who are in prison are fighting for. You must learn a lesson. Follow truth. It will set us free. History really treated puppet leaders well. But because of they are often removed by the people by removing, distancing themselves, and that is why I think our DPM under legal, he has legalized everything about Biafra and distance everything about this movement from Oge Nkere. Those who elected Oge Nkere, you have already know right now that Nigeria was the one that elected Oge Nkere into the movement. They are the ones sponsoring him. If Nigeria can go far back as spending $9,000 and $725 to stop Biafra as a country, then you will know how much I'll give this Okoko, this Atru man, who cannot even explain who he is, that will lead us. Chai, alo mekwa. The same method of IPO organization by DOS. You think it can work? No, we are no longer there. The world is well organized this time around. Let's continue.
4. Splitting the international recognition. If you have lobbyists and congressmen involved, as we discussed before, this situation creates a disaster for international recognition.
It cannot create on this movement that we're into because you have already know that there must be a puppet. And you already know that once a new one elected, you told us that his name is Rebel, Puppet, Toy, So how could you tell us it's going to? It's not. That is why we told the world that your law is communicating issue. Why your law is jamming each other? You must know something you already know from the beginning. Now on number 4, from number 1 to number 3, you are giving us the criteria to know them. Now you know them. Why calling us is going to waste our time? That is why all of you must be very careful, because we are very mad at this time that we are into. Do not allow the beast in us to leash by thunder to all of you that write these laws, and all of you that are doing, keeping this history in archive for us to see and know the right thing. You can't tell us the right thing and try to dodge yourself from it. We are not going to accept it from any of you at all, at all. Enough is enough. Let's continue.
Lobbyist A is in Washington, saying, recognize our leader in prison. Lobbyist B is in Washington, saying, no, recognize our new leader who is actually in the office.
Are you hearing it? I hope you heard how they mention it here. Oge Nkere. the second rebel. The number 1 rebel. Lobby A is in Washington DC saying, recognize our leader in prison. Is it not what USB is doing? Is it not what US government is doing? Tell me. As you are hearing this, that is how you know the truth. That is how you know what your government is doing. They are what? Number 1. Then, lobbyist B in Washington DC saying, no, recognize our leader who is actually in the office. It's not working. The word will not leave first and come to second. You must count first. You must count what? 1 before you count 2. And you see how they put it here as an example. Just continue.
The result, the US President and Congress will likely refuse to recognize anyone because they don't know who the true representative is. The movement looks weak and divided.
We are telling you that congressmen can never be confused. They cannot, because from number 1 to this number 4 that we are into, you can't deceive us anymore. That is why everything about you are complicated. It's jamming each other. And we are going to separate it. We are letting you to know that the real government, that the people who are on the side of the original government, you call it the original leader, are those who that did not make any declaration. Yes, thank you so much. Mommy, you are right. Our happiness is that Dr. Ngozi Orebeze re-declared Biafra nation in Lahti, Finland on the 29th of November 2024, and that stands forever. He said. Exactly what they said here. They said that the original leader, original authentic leader by his people still remain in action. And our DPM are making everything possible to let the world know that we have president, we have prime minister also. You know, prime minister is like a vice president in this new world that we are into. We must continue. So, we are letting America, the congressmen, the way you run away from Oge Nkere, controlling away, but collecting that money that Nigeria is giving him. Collect the money. Collect this money that Nigeria is giving to Oge Nkere. Oge Ngwere. He is a rebel. He is a saboteur. He is a betrayer. He is a puppet. He is a toy. That is who he is. You must continue. Number 5.
5. A famous comparison, the two presidents problem. Think of Venezuela recently, or South Sudan during its struggle. When two people claim to be the official leader, the world usually waits to see who has the military and the people behind them. If the person in prison still has the love of the people, the person in the office is just a temporary official and is often labeled a rebel against the true cause.
Do you listen? Today, on this area we are, when two people claim to be No, we are not claiming to be anything with Ogenkere. We don't have two leaders. You know that one for sure. We have only one leader, who is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Simon Ekpa Njoku, now represented by Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. Now represented by Dr. Ngozi Orebeze and all the cabinet members. These are those we have. We don't know who is Ogenkere. On your own timeline of explanation, call him rebel, puppet, toy. That is who he remains. Nothing has changed that. Now, you say, now we're going to this movement. Look at the two words that we mentioned. Look at the two words that we mentioned here. These two words said, the world usually wait to see who has the military. In Biafra right now, who has the military? USB. Where military is by USB. And the people behind them is who? Dr. Ngozi what? Orebeze. The what? USB government. Onyangosi, I can see you. Good afternoon from here. You're welcome to this hallowed platform. Please like and share once you join us. If this is your first time, there is a 3 dot in front of you. Click on that 3 dots. Once it is open, you will see like and share. Please do that for you to help to make this message to go viral, to get to the hands of this puppet, this rebel that's claiming prime minister, so they can know that the world knows about them very well. That is not only us knows about their intention and their movement. Today, I want to ask you in the comment section, when it's come to military, who has military in Biafra land? USB. Who has the people support? USB. He had them, they said that those are following US government is foolish majority. Yes, thank you, ma. Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. I tell you that them can open their mouth, let the world to know that the majority are following United States of Biafra we are declared. In the comment section, go and check how you know. If we have 50 people commenting or even 10, one person will come from them or two. This is how you know the majority. This is how you know those that follow the government, that they are majority and the minority are the one following this new rebel government of Ogenkere. Let's continue. If the person in prison still has the love of his people, the person in the office just a temporary. That is why you must have a deputy prime minister who will be there temporary. You know, the leader comes out, he step aside, the leader takes up his position. But when you officially elect them, that means you have a two leaders, and they compare also the history of Venezuela and the people of South Sudan. At the time they have, till today they have also. You must continue. Now, the person in the office is just temporary official and is often labeled rebel against the true cause of the movement of their people for freedom for a new country. Summary table, listen.
Summary table. Who is the leader? Status in the eyes of the people. Status in international law. The imprisoned leader. The moral and true leader. Often recognized as a political prisoner. The new official. Often seen as a usurper or traitor. Seen as unstable or de facto, acting only.
See him as an unstable. See him as what? Usurper or toy or rebel. Look at the word they used to describe Ogenkere and his movement. Can you see the word that the international community used to describe Ogenkere and his movement? And you are there writing garbage in the comment section. And you are there following something that is not true. The Biafra we are looking for is not Biafra of our only understanding. Our understanding goes back when we have get it from this international community, and also their law is going to also be there to guide us. Is it not true? Is it not the truth? Is that? Let's continue.
The bottom line, in a freedom fight, you cannot elect your way out of the fact that your true leader is in jail. If the people don't support the change, the new person is just a leader on paper, but a rebel in the hearts of the citizens.
Finally, they have summarized it. Do you like the way it's being summarized? That is why we tell them, you know the truth. First, the reality. That's why the truth always come at last. This time we are into, we can't wait for long. The bottom line, in a freedom fight, you cannot elect your way in or out of the fact that the true leader is in jail. That the true leader is where? In jail. You cannot elect, you cannot vote for a new leader, because the leader still active despite being in the prison. If the people do not support the change, we never supported it, all Biafrans. The new person is just a leader on paper, but a rebel in the heart of the citizens and the international global community. Again, but come and listen. Come and listen. We are not the one calling you. This is what those you are running to, America, the congressmen, this is how they look at you. But once money is involved, they will collect money from you. They will do what? They will collect this money from your hand, because they know that you are a rebel, that you are being sent by those that we are fighting to exit from, by Nigeria and Britain. Those that send you, they mention Britain. When it's come to issue of rebel and putting chaos in the movement, Britain is number one. That is how the world sees them. That is how it happens. I will play it once again fully. After this, then we will go to, if there is chief of staff, can he be acting on behalf of the leaders who are inside? That is the next thing that we are going to hear.
Would you like to know how a movement can legally have a temporary leader without betraying the one in prison?
Listen to this, our beginning of this program today. Then after that, we'll go back to that particular one.
This is a very complex political and legal situation. To answer your question, yes, in many cases, this group would be viewed as rebels or usurpers, both by their own people and by the international community. Here is why replacing an imprisoned leader can lead to a rebel or illegal label. 1. The question of legitimacy. In a freedom struggle, the leader who was arrested is usually the one who carries the mandate of the people. Internal view. If a small group of people removes the leader while he is in a cell and cannot defend himself, the majority of the population will likely see the new leader as a traitor or a puppet of the enemy. External view. Foreign countries and the UN are very careful about coups. If they see that a leader was replaced without a fair nationwide election, they may refuse to recognize the new person as official. 2. Can they be called rebels? Yes, they can be called rebels for two different reasons. By the colonial old government, to the old government, everyone fighting for a new country is a rebel. By the freedom movement, the followers of the original leader will call the new person a, quote, rebel against the revolution. They will argue that the new leader has no right to the title of prime minister because the true leader never resigned. 3. The puppet danger. Often when a leader is in prison and a new official is suddenly elected, people suspect that the enemy government helped make it happen. If the British, in the past, or any modern government helps a specific group elect a new leader while the real hero is in jail, that new leader is usually called a puppet leader. History rarely treats puppet leaders well. They are often removed as soon as the original leader is released. 4. Splitting the international recognition. If you have lobbyists and congressmen involved, as we discussed before, this situation creates a disaster for international recognition. Lobbyist A is in Washington, saying, recognize our leader in prison. Lobbyist B is in Washington, saying, no, recognize our new leader who is actually in the office. The result, the US President and Congress will likely refuse to recognize anyone because they don't know who the true representative is. The movement looks weak and divided. 5. A famous comparison, the two presidents problem. Think of Venezuela recently, or South Sudan during its struggle. When two people claim to be the official leader, the world usually waits to see who has the military and the people behind them. If the person in prison still has the love of the people, the person in the office is just a temporary official and is often labeled a rebel against the true cause. Summary table. Who is the leader? Status in the eyes of the people. Status in international law. The imprisoned leader. The moral and true leader, often recognized as a political prisoner. The new official, often seen as a usurper or traitor, seen as unstable or de facto, acting only. The bottom line, In a freedom fight, you cannot elect your way out of the fact that your true leader is in jail. If the people don't support the change, the new person is just a leader on paper, but a rebel in the hearts of the citizens. Would you like to know how a movement can legally have a temporary leader without betraying the one in prison?
I hope you listen to this. Now, let us see how when the people have second in command like chief of staff or deputy prime minister, how the world will see it. Let us listen to that. Then compare these two. Compare, have this number one in your mind, and as I'm giving you this number two, let us how the world see what we are doing under our DPM right now. Listen to that. These histories has already been there before us. Justin.
This is a very specific and clever way to organize a movement. What you are describing is a strategy to protect the leader's power while ensuring the office still functions. If the people keep the original leader's name as the prime minister and use a chief of staff, acting as a deputy, to handle the daily work, they are using a placeholder strategy. Here is how that works and how the world sees it. 1. The strategy, the empty chair. By not electing a new person, the people are sending a message to the world. Our leader is not gone, he is just unavailable. The moral message. Every time the acting deputy speaks, they start by saying, on behalf of Prime Minister, name in jail. This reminds everyone every single day that the true leader is being held illegally. Preventing a coup. Because no one has been elected to replace him, no one can claim his authority. The chief of staff is just a manager, not a king. This prevents the rebel label because the chief of staff isn't trying to steal the throne, they are just guarding it. 2. The role of the chief of staff/acting deputy. In this setup, the chief of staff has a very difficult job. They have derived authority, meaning their power comes entirely from the person in prison. Administrative power. They can sign papers, pay the freedom fighters and organize protests. No political power. They usually cannot make big changes to the country's goals or sign peace treaties without the leader's permission, often sent through secret notes from prison. The buffer. They protect the leader by taking the heat for small mistakes, while the leader remains a perfect symbol in the eyes of the public. 3. Will they be called rebels? This is the key to your question. The enemy government will still call them rebels, because they are part of the movement. The international community, like the UN or the US Congress, is actually more likely to respect them. Why? Because they look disciplined. When a movement starts electing new leaders, every time one gets arrested, they look messy and disorganized. When a movement says, our leader is in jail and we are waiting for him, they look like a government in waiting. 4. The risks of this setup. While this is a strong way to stay united, it has two big dangers. The stagnation risk. If the leader is in prison for 20 years, the chief of staff might not have the rank to make the big decisions needed to win. The movement might get stuck in the past. The communication gap. If the British or the colonial power stops all letters from the prison, the chief of staff has to guess what the leader wants. If they guess wrong, the people might turn against them. Comparison of leadership types. Leadership style. Is the leader in jail replaced? Risk of rebel label? World perception. Replacement. Yes, a new person is elected. High. Looks like a power grab. Unstable/divided. Placeholder. Your example. No. Use a chief of staff/deputy. Low. Looks like loyalty. Legitimate/disciplined. This placeholder system is exactly what the ANC did for Nelson Mandela in South Africa. They never replaced him. They had other leaders like Oliver Tambo running the movement from the outside, but they always called Mandela the leader. This made it impossible for the world to ignore him. Would you like to know how the chief of staff gets messages in and out of a high-security prison to the people?
I hope you listen with your ear and it's got into your memory, into our brain for you to know the right thing to do and those that the world will see are the right people. They said you can only try to elect after 20 years if the leader is not out from prison. And somebody was commenting yesterday that Ogenkere Bide law said after 3 months. The leader can only, they can only try to elect because of what? when it is maximum 20 good years. That is when the chief of staff or any other person in the structure of the leader who is in prison will try to elect, because of it might delay some communication. But if they stand to hold, like people of South Africa, time of Nelson Mandela, 27 years, they never elected anybody in his position. Rather, there is acting, those that are acting on behalf and proving that the office is open. So that is also to remind the world that they should not forget there is a leader who his position is open. What is Cecilia, who is commenting jargon yesterday? This message to go to you. It's after 20 years that international community give, that if the people cannot hold on again, that they should officially elect someone to be in that position. Listen again, because this one, they sweet my belly.
This is a very specific and clever way to organize a movement. What you are describing is a strategy to protect the leader's power while ensuring the office still functions.
It is a strategy to protect the leader's office still functioning by using acting or chief of staff to be managing the day-to-day authority of the people. Ginger Kefani, you're welcome. Thank you so much. God bless you. Please like the program, share the program. If you think that the program wants to be shared, share this program at this moment, please. Let it go viral to educate ourselves, because the Okokos refuse to be educated. So you will know that your government is on the right track, that we don't have right to vote anybody in the office of our deputy prime minister. Yes, Don Pedro is watching and hiding. That is how he do. Because whenever he bring the truth out, he will hide. He will not comment. This is a very specific and clever way to organize a movement. What you are describing is a strategy to protect the leader's power while ensuring that office is still functioning.
If the people keep the original leader's name as the prime minister and use a chief of staff, acting as a deputy, to handle the daily work, they are using a placeholder strategy.
Do you see that? Do you listen to that?
Here is how that works and how the world sees it. 1. The strategy, the empty chair. By not electing a new person, the people are sending a message to the world. Our leader is not gone, he is just unavailable.
Do you hear how they describe it? By not electing any person, the people are sending message to the world. Our leader is not gone. He is just unavailable. That is why you don't have to elect anybody in that office. You don't have to vote anybody in that office except the enemy send you around, like what Ogenkere is doing today. Our DPM, the US government, leaving that position open, continuously calling Prime Minister. The only thing I ask them again is to touch that name on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the President of the United States of Biafra. And as you are listening to this, why today you're coming to the fundraising? Give the government money for them to do more for us. The money is what he's holding. It's also part of what he's holding right now. That is why we must be careful. That is why we must support the government. Those who stand on the side of the United States of Biafra, the empty chair. But by not electing any person, the people are sending a strong message to the world. Our leader is not gone, but he is just unavailable. When your father leaves the house to travel for 6 months or 3 months or 1 year, are you going to move him as being the father of the house and the son will take over claiming that he is the father of the house? No. If you are trying, you are acting on behalf of your father. When men come to house, you bring cola, on behalf of your father. Once father is out, you live there. That is why you are not a permanent person there, but you are temporary there, like our DPM, chief of staff, taking care of the office.
The moral message. Every time the acting deputy speaks, they start by saying, on behalf of Prime Minister, name in jail. This reminds everyone every single day that the true leader is being held illegally.
Are you hearing it? Is it not how our DPM dresses our any day he comes out? Is it not how our DPM addresses Biafrans any day he comes out and the world? Every time the acting deputy speak, that started by saying, on behalf of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa-Njoku, on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the President of United States of Biafra. This reminds everyone, every single day, that the true leader is being held illegal. That the true leader is being what? Held what? Illegal. My people. The world is no longer in the secret. I remember when our Prime Minister said that the road to Biafra is open. That the world to the freedom is what? Open. This is how the world sees everything. And they are there proving it to all of us at this stage that we are into. So, whatever you are claiming, you are on your own. The world already see you as what? As rebel. The world already see you as what? A puppet. That is why we must thank our DPM for representing us carefully, for letting the world to know that the people of Biafra has their president, that nobody will do anything at this stage that we are into. That is why we must be also thank her so much to understanding the criteria of having a leader who is in prison. That everything she says on behalf of our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa-Njoku, on behalf of our President Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is how the world is seeing everything that we are doing at this stage that we are into. This is how everything is being worked. This is how we are going to do everything. Please, my people, 1 minute. So, the world has proven it to us, and where Ogenkere belongs to. The world has proven it to us, and where Ogenkere, you can see where they belongs, and you can see why the shenanigan they are doing that the center cannot hold, because the world knows the truth. Remember that the truth always comes at last. The truth always comes where at last is when the truth will prevail. And once the truth is being prevailed, nobody will stop the truth. No one can stop the truth once the truth is being prevailed. That is why you will know that the people of Biafra, that we are on the right track into what we are doing at this stage. Are you not happy that our DPM is maintaining what the international law wants us to maintain? And when you are going on this level, people will see as you are not doing anything. Believe you can They believe I won the fight. No, it's who won the legal in the court. Who wins in the court is the highest person, not you who throw blow and not some and you think that you have won the case. No, the world we are into is no longer to throw blow. It's about petition, legal, diplomatic, and political pressure. That is where the world stands at this 21st century. And every criteria has been laid down. Nothing that will happen in this movement is the new something. It's like there is no car that's supposed to have 4 tires that we have 8 tires. It's never happened before, and it's not going to happen. It never happened, and it's not going to happen. It's never happened and it's never going to happen. We are on the right track. The US government is doing everything for us to go home, whether you like it or not. It's no longer a child's play. It is in our time. So let us continue doing everything that we're supposed to do by supporting United States of Biafra government. Now that you see that we're on the right track. Now you see that the world knows, look at this is how it is. This is how we're supposed to take it along. And if they ask you, with all you are hearing here, is it not what the government of the USB is doing, if I may ask you? That is why the world knows the truth. And that is why we, as people of Biafra, must continue to do anything humanly possible to make sure that you support. Are you supporting the government? Are you contributing a dime? Or are you still on the roadside? That is why I'm here to use all this to encourage you, for you to know the truth. Because the world put the truth on a document with pen and paper, hide it somewhere so you cannot see. Then you can be here like Adando show, like you can be here like okay, messing up, and the world will be mocking at you. The world will stand and be doing what? Mocking at you with your stupidity attitude that you are putting out there. The time has gone when everything is digital. Everything is digital. If your brain is not working with digital, you are a fool, you are a moron. That is who you are. I don't know where they are today on this comment. I never see any of them today. Where why are people hiding and not commenting again? Because your leader you are supporting is a rebel. That is all of you run away from the comment section. Any day that it hits all of you very hard, you disappear today. I never see any comment that is correcting what we are saying. I never see anybody writing jargon in the comment section today. All the comment here is going towards where it's supposed to be. Happening direct, and it's encouraging more and more. Where are all these rebels that's always in the comment section? Come, we need you to come. Let the truth put you in shame. Because the truth must always put all of you in shame. The truth must always put all of you in shame. How the DPM, whenever she comes out, every time the acting deputy speaks, they start by saying, on behalf of the Prime Minister, named Simon Ebanjoko, this reminds everyone every single day that the true leader is being held illegal. Do you see the word? Because of fighting for a new country is not against the law. Fighting for a new country, for people to have freedom, is not against the law. It's only against when it comes to those who you want to leave. But this is that community who are pretending, covering their eyes on the truth, knows the truth, but they will not come immediately because of the money they are getting from the Nigeria. Think of Nigeria using $900 to lobby that America should stop doing the needful. They thought that through that way they are serving Christians. If they can go to that extent, do you know how much they being contributed and give the former president of Kenya for Mazi Nagan to be kidnapped in Kenya? Do you know how much the government has offered Finland? And that judge in that Finland who just Simon Ekpa. All these things is to prove to you how corrupt they are. They can borrow money to lobby. They can borrow money to bribe. And they will put tax on you. You will pay. Fool, and you are there supporting. And you are there supporting the evil. We must continue. At this time that we are into, you look at it, it is clear. Yes. When a leader is being taken out, they said, if the structure have deputy have chief of staff, that the chief of staff becomes automatically that the load lies on his shoulder to control the movement, that he becomes the deputy prime minister. This is how they address it. I ask you a question in the comment section. Our DPM, what I'm going to read here right now, tell me if it's not this way that our DPM is addressing this matter. The moral message, every time the acting deputy speaks, they start by saying, on behalf of Prime Minister, name Simon Ekpa, who is in jail, name Mazi Khan, who is in prison. This reminds everyone, every single day, that their true leader is being held illegal. Is it not how our DPM address us? They'll see ask us to vote her as the prime minister. Is it not this way that she is doing what? Addressing us? Tell me in the comment section. Maybe if I'm only the one who always had the way she addressed us. I never come across of this. But look at it here. Please, my people, is it not this way that our DPM always addresses us, that on behalf of our prime minister, or on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Is it not true? Is it not the way that the US government is addressing us is this way, my people? After someone has listened to this, they will continue stupidly doing their self more hand than good. That is means that you have a government that values the sufferness of the 10 leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa Njoku. Just continue.
Preventing a coup. Because no one has been elected to replace him, no one can claim his authority. The chief of staff is just a manager, not a king. This prevents the rebel label because the chief of staff isn't trying to steal the throne, they are just guarding it.
Do you hear that? Preventing a coup. Because no one has been elected to replace him. No one can claim his authority. The chief of staff is just a manager, not a king. This prevents the rebel. This prevents the rebel because the chief of staff is trying to steal the throne that are just guiding it. She is not trying to steal it. Oge Nkrumah want to steal from day one. He starts even stealing everything. When our prime minister is here, changing his name on September, why he has problem on November. Umo Okoko, can't you ask him, Oge Nkrumah, why did you change this? Cecilia, why can't you ask Oge Nkrumah, why did you change the document on September? Why Abatobi has problem on November the 18th? How many months? Not 2 months and then you know the ulterior motive of Oge Nkrumah and his evil mind. How he becomes a rebel, betrayer, a saboteur, toy, puppet, one person. That is named the international global community tag on Oge Nkrumah, and all of you are following him. That is name being tagged to all of you. Our DPM is only trying to hold it until Abatobi is out. That is, go and check the meaning of surrogate. Protect the mandate, one person, you are there. When they are selecting those that are going to be the cabinet member, immediately a new country is being declared. After someone has won election, what remains is not to swear into action. Start governing his people. We won election by declaration. The government that was being keeping down on waiting for the declaration must start working immediately. And that is what they told us. Our DPM, please look for that video, play it again for us, to refresh many of us' mind. Look for that video. You are including those he's selected to choose those that are going to govern. Ogenkere is not there. Mama Dabi is not there to be chosen. Obatobe did not put them in this formal delegate. It's not there. We must continue.
2. The role of the Chief of Staff/Acting Deputy. In this setup, the Chief of Staff has a very difficult job. They have derived authority, meaning their power comes entirely from the person in prison.
Are you hearing it? That the power comes from the person in prison, Simon Ekpa Njoku, the authority, not from Ngozi Orebeze. It's only maintaining all the structures that Obatobe laid down. But Obatobe has told us, even on the damage program, that every road, everything to achieve Biafra has been laid down, every structure. And you are not there. The only person who was close, who Obatobe called and be pointing something on the laptop is Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, not Ogenkere, not Imam Maduab. How do you want us to tell you again? Listen to this program and learn. Rethink.
Administrative power. They can sign papers, pay the freedom fighters and organize protests. No political power. They usually cannot make big changes to the country's goals or sign peace treaties without the leader's permission.
Yes, so that's why she's acting. Anything that she's going to sign is going to be on behalf of Obatobe, Simon Ekpa Njoku. She will not sign it direct on her name. Go and check all the documents she's been signed on behalf of the Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa Njoku. This is how she signed. She never changed any document in her name. Go and check every document that our DPM been signed. The name of Obatobe first on behalf, then she put herself down. That is how it happens. This even in many countries in your life, there's a time you sign on behalf of somebody. Is it not true? When you want the police to release somebody from prison or from cell, you will write on behalf of that person. All these things are very simple. But because of your stupidity, because of your greed, because of your envy, you cannot follow the movement.
And sent through secret notes from prison. The buffer. They protect the leader by taking the heat for small mistakes, while the leader remains a perfect symbol in the eyes of the public.
Are you hearing it? Obatobe remains the symbol. Mazan can remain the symbol of this movement in my own eyes. I don't know about you. I don't know. We must understand it clearly. We must follow the criteria. We must adopt all these measures that leads to this movement to become what it is today. Stop being deceived. Stop acting like rebel. Stop joining those that are destroying you. Stop joining those that are giving you bad name. But follow those that are maintaining the criteria or the structure that was laid down by Obatobe, Simon Ekpa Njoku. Ngozi Orebeze is accountable to Mas Simon Ekpa. Mas Simon Ekpa is accountable to Mas Nnamdi Kanu. This is how it goes. Obatobe, Mas Nnamdi Kanu, give us Mas Simon Ekpa. Mas Simon goes to Ngozi Orebeze. This is how the movement will do the explanation. Which one did they give to you? Who brought you in? Did any of these top leaders mention your name? Did any of these top leaders mention your name for us to follow you? Let's continue.
3. Will they be called rebels? This is the key to your question. The enemy government will still call them rebels because they are part of the movement.
Do you hear that? Today, Adandosh see U.S. government as rebel, calling her all manner of names. It does not start today. It didn't start today. It started from a long time ago. My senior man, good evening, sir. Oga Greg, good evening. I greet you from here. The enemies, we still call them rebel because they are part of the movement, because we remain on the movement, we remain loyal to the movement of the structure of Obatobe, Simon Ekpa Njoku, for us to achieve Biafra.
The international community, like the UN or the US Congress, is actually more likely to respect them. Why? Because they look disciplined. When a movement starts electing new leaders, every time one gets arrested, they look messy and disorganized. When a movement says, our leader is in jail and we are waiting for him, they look like a government in waiting.
Are you hearing it clearly? The international community, like the UN, where Ogenkere is rushing to, or the US congressmen, they know the truth, but they will take that money and want to dash them because nobody is being offered money on their position. They will reject the money. They will take the money, but they must do the needful. It's actually more likely to respect them. Why? Because when they look disciplined, did Dr. Ngozi Orebeze and youth cabinet members, did they look disciplined? I see them ranting, looking for people that they will kill and people that were arrested because of this movement. The answer is no. That's why I ask you, do you think that this word they said here is true? That the international community will see those that did not elected any new leader in the movement who respects their leader who is in jail and always said, on behalf of our leader, on behalf of my Simon, by the Prime Minister, there is nobody have elected that the word we said they look disciplined. If I ask you, did Dr. Ngozi Orebeze and the other cabinet member right now, do they look disciplined in your own eyes? Because on the international community, Dr. Ngozi Orebeze, the cabinet members, they look disciplined in their eyes. You must continue. When a movement starts electing new leaders every time one gets arrested, they look messy and disorganized, which is true. Why a movement says our leader is in jail and we are waiting for him, they look like government in waiting. They look like what? Government in waiting. Yes, we are here to naked these criminals. When they refuse to elect any leader as the new one, when the chief of staff act as deputy prime minister, they said, and they always remind people that our leader is in prison, they said, and we are waiting for him. The world, the UN, the congressmen will see us as a government in waiting. You think is what you think. You think it's about your shenanigan. Your shenanigan can only be delay this movement a little bit, not to deny us the movement, because the truth is open. The world will hide all these things from you. That is why you are talking trash in social media. That is why you are making caricature of yourself, think that you are saying something. I'm sorry for you. Number 4.
4. The risks of this setup. While this is a strong way to stay united, it has 2 big dangers. The stagnation risk. If the leader is in prison for 20 years, the chief of staff might not have the rank to make the big decisions needed to win. The movement might get stuck in the past. The communicate
for 20 good years, if the leader is being for prison for 20 good years, that is only when you will think of, because of lack of communication, if they block because the new leader or the deputy, if they did not give, if the coast or it's not clear for she or he to travel to visit that one in the prison, if there is no way they can be able to reach him anymore, they said, after 20 years, to prove the government in waiting, you have waited for 3 years. That is only when you have the right to let another one. If the people decide on their own to do that, you will see who they refer us to. That after 27 years, they did not elect any leader to take their position. Listen carefully. Listen. Then you also know those that are sponsoring those rebels that are putting someone in the office and claiming he's the prime minister. Shame on all of you. Shame covers all of you face.
gap. If the British or the colonial power stops all letters from the prison, the chief of staff has to guess what the leader wants. If they guess wrong, the people might turn against them. Comparison of leadership type.
Who did I mention their name here? British. You see this evil British, and today they are still the one Nigeria is using through Ogenkere to destroy our movement. That's why our DPM is very wise woman. The government is very wise, very intelligent. The world said they look disciplined. Not those one who rant and shout social media and keep on threatening the citizens of the United States of Biafra because he wants power. He wants to grab power so he can steal and he can destroy the movement. You can never. If DOS could not be able to destroy movement, okay, you are nobody. You and your group can never. What of those who followed Nelly Ofebu? What of those that followed Nelly Ofebu? Where are they today? Learn a lesson. If the British of the colonial power stop all letters from the prison, if they stop at a time, you see that they can stop the government at DPM, they stop the acting deputy prime minister or cabinet member to send a letter. If Finland stop us to sending letter or to getting communication with Obatobie, they said, for we are going to wait for 20 years if we decide to take the other way around and elected prime minister or president then, until then, not 3 months, 20 years is what it takes. The leader is not out. So now that the British or the country where arrested this leader may decide to block for him to get any communication or for him to get any letter or any message from his people, that until then. And when Finland has that is after 20 years. Imagine, can Obatobie be in prison for 20 years? Before it's only after 24 hours Obatobie's disappearance. Again, Mamadu Abu issue memo that they want to elect a new leader. Could you imagine? Where you have COS who the mantle has fallen on his shoulder without wasting any time. My people, pay attention. Despite that there's many risks on that, but the truth must prevail.
Leadership style. Is the leader in jail replaced? Risk of rebel label? World perception? Replacement? Yes, a new person is elected. High, looks like a power grab. Unstable/divided. Placeholder. Your example. No, use a chief of staff/deputy. Low, looks like loyalty. Legitimate/disciplined. This placeholder system is exactly what the ANC did for Nelson Mandela in South Africa. They never replaced him. They had other leaders like Oliver Tambo running the movement from the outside, but they always called Mandela the leader. This made it impossible for the world to ignore him.
I hope you see the name they used to summarize this for us. After 24 years, people of South Africa did not vote anybody inside for him to be their leader. People of South Africa, after 27 good years, they did not vote anyone. Only 1 year, and the Okoko, the criminal, the rebel, has started putting somebody. They elected the Mbada. Itin Pataka. Itin Abo Ozawa Enwe Homa. Look at it, people that want freedom. And they said here that because of the mentality that this made it impossible for the world to ignore him. That is why he comes suddenly become the president. And even though that's where he was arrested, those that controlled the movement, that movement was in exile. Itikonkom Ogenkere, Onyara, madman. Those that are built by British and Nigerian government. Because what British can do does not exist. What Nigeria can do does not exist. My people, it is our time for you to know the right thing to do. They said, when the deputy prime minister refused to take his position, that he remains loyal, disciplined, well organized, proving a government in waiting. To risk when they replace him or anybody is being elected, high level power grabbing rebel. high-level power grabbing rebel. Ogenkerie. When the chief of staff refused to be elected anybody, high-level loyalty, government in waiting, the world knows the truth. That is my happiness. Whenever I read all this document, I see that the world knows the truth. So that is why when our DPM said that our recognition is coming fast approaching, she's not playing. That is the truth. Because the world will look at how disciplined you are, how intelligent, how smart you are. Is it this one that went to an interview with the NATO chairman? The NATO chairman becomes one that now explaining Biafra movement for the Okoko, empty head, itikonkom, onye mbute n'ego n'ime ọfịa. Yes, Mommy Ngozi, you're welcome. Thank you so much. I can see you. Good afternoon or good evening from here, depending on your time and location. Thank you so much. Now, we want to start from the beginning to play it to the last one as we're about to close the program. So please listen to this. Listen carefully.
This is a very complex political and legal situation. To answer your question, yes, in many cases, this group would be viewed as rebels or usurpers, both by their own people and by the international community. Here is why replace.
Not only us see them as rebel Ogenkere, the international community sees Ogenkere as rebel, puppet, terrorist, and the toy. That is how the world sees Ogenkere, not us. Start calling that name to him. The name has been there before he's claiming his stupidity.
An imprisoned leader can lead to a rebel or illegal label. 1. The question of legitimacy. In a freedom struggle, the leader who was arrested is usually the one who carries the mandate of the people. Internal view. If a small group of people removes the leader while he is in a cell and cannot defend himself, the majority of the population will likely see the new leader as a traitor or a puppet of the enemy. External view. Foreign countries and the UN are very careful about coups. If they see that a leader was replaced without a fair nationwide election, they may refuse to recognize the new person as official. 2. Can they be called rebels? Yes, they can be called rebels for two different reasons. By the colonial old government, to the old government, everyone fighting for a new country is a rebel. By the freedom movement, the followers of the original leader will call the new person a, quote, rebel against the revolution. They will argue that the new leader has no right to the title of prime minister because the true leader never resigned. 3. The puppet danger. Often when a leader is in prison and a new official is suddenly elected, people suspect that the enemy government helped make it happen. If the British, in the past, or any modern government helps a specific group elect a new leader while the real hero is in jail, that new leader is usually called a puppet leader. History rarely treats puppet leaders well. They are often removed as soon as the original leader is released. 4. Splitting the international recognition. If you have lobbyists and congressmen involved, as we discussed before, this situation creates a disaster for international recognition. Lobbyist A is in Washington, saying, recognize our leader in prison. Lobbyist B is in Washington, saying, no, recognize our new leader who is actually in the office. The result, the US President and Congress will likely refuse to recognize anyone because they don't know who the true representative is. The movement looks...
This is the intention of Ogenkere. But the truth will prevail at last. The intention is that Ogenkere, nobody should recognize Biafra. That is what he's fighting for. That is why him with Adandosh and go 419, all of them, never want Biafra. Because they want to continuously, for you to see them as those wise men and those who are speaking for you, why they do more harm than good to themselves, not to us. Remember, our line is open in case if anybody want to call. We have more 20 minutes to go. So if you want to call on the program, you have right to call on number +97 3360 51 Again, +97 3360 51
weak and divided. 5. A famous comparison, the two presidents problem. Think of Venezuela recently, or South Sudan during its struggle. When two people claim to be the official leader, the world usually waits to see who has the military and the people behind them. If the person in...
Today, who has the military in Biafra land? You government, Who are the people following Dr. Ngozi Arabeze? Is it not true? The government of the USB has largest population. That is why they told that those are following our government of USB is foolish majority. Thank you for knowing that we are the majority. And what counts is majority, not minority.
Prison still has the love of the people. The person in the office is just a temporary official and is often labeled a rebel against the true cause.
You hear it?
Summary table. Who is the leader? Status in the eyes of the people. Status in international law. The imprisoned leader. The moral and true leader. Often recognized as a political prisoner. The new official. Often seen as a usurper or traitor. Seen as unstable or de facto, acting only. The bottom line. In a freedom fight, you cannot elect your way out of the fact that your true leader is in jail. If the people don't support the change, the new person is just a leader on paper, but a rebel in the hearts of the citizens. Would you like to know how a movement can legally have a temporary leader without betraying the one in prison?
This is the program of tomorrow. This is our program for tomorrow. So we can't do it today. We have it here, but it should be by tomorrow we'll do it.
This is a very specific and clever way to organize a movement. What you are describing is a strategy to protect the leader's power while ensuring the office still functions. If the people keep the original leader's name as the Prime Minister and use a Chief of Staff, acting as a deputy, to handle the daily work, they are using a placeholder strategy. Here is how that works and how the world sees it. 1. The strategy, the empty
We have a caller, I think so, on the program. So let us take our first phone call. Hey, we haven't even missed call, Seth. Brother, I will call you back. Let us answer this call. Yes, Emma, take your 3 minutes wisely.
Hello, man.
Thank you. Good evening from here, please.
Hello?
3 minutes. Good evening, I can hear you. 3 minutes.
Oh, okay, afternoon. Oh, good afternoon from here, afternoon.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, ndewo, man. Ndewo, ma, ụmụ Biafra, ekene m unu. Ụbọchị taa makwara anyị na mma.
You say?
This your topic now. He bring it out now. Like, he bring it out now. Oh, mere ndị ala expose. Oh, mere these people is you just expose them. You just expose them, and you what it gets our people more. Like to my own understanding, even understanding, he remove vogue and make it. In Nigeria, Bondo see I make a move.
Exactly.
Let me tell you why. Nigerian media are now speaking. No, they did not. When we declare our freedom, they did not carry the news. How carry for the news? When we celebrated our first independence, how carry the news? But they are too anxious to carry the news that our prime minister removed. Now they now say that the Biafra government in Ezra have rejected Ogenkere. They are too afraid to mention USB.
Yes.
Yeah. They are too afraid to mention USB. There has to be Biafra government in Ezra. Who are the Biafra government in Ezra? The United States of Biafra.
Yes.
USB. So they even read that memo that our USB government read. They read the memo that say now we don't have anything to do with that criminal. Nigeria with the help of like Oden Kirina his group, Hannah draw in every means, Kabia France we will like parents the prime minister. Yeah, the Hannah draw in every means to silence Batobi. Do you know why?
Go on.
Because the world have seen that now. We Biafrans, we are pressuring them now. We are pressuring Finland. This is result until now. Kadanim from Abatobia. That's what he wants. He wants to do. We are telling them that now. someone that they are holding, or more on, you are not holding a citizen, you are holding a prime minister of a nation. Now,
Yes.
this certain kid now wants their name to come out to call for from prime minister. That's what he wants to do.
So
That's his plan.
those Finland can have chance to treat him like a common criminal.
Yes.
That is what he wants.
Can we just wait to feel like can we just wait to feel like honest citizen? Mana, because of what the world has to go. Like years ago, government they make move. Now, Finland prime minister. We are making move. We are saying the word that Finland your prime minister.
Yes, sir.
This is also the kid. Where America? Daniel for from our prime minister. Oh yeah, what actually may heka. After they now they are holding an honorary person, honest citizen. Ebida, mana ma.
Thank you.
And I thank God, Nande Nigeria, and I thank God, Nande Zoo, self. They recognize that now we Biafrans have rejected them. I've rejected it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, we have. Thank you so much, Emma, for always being there and let the opinion count so much. Let us go. We have one missed call from our brother, so let us call him back and see what he has for Biafra. Yeah, I'm still live and direct. Good afternoon from here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. More grease to your elbow. You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Increase the volume. Like I said, we may not be professional in this course, but believe me, anyhow we do it, it's going to work together for good for us.
Yes.
You see, a quick one. When this man, Ogetukunkere, and the Elias proceeded to Washington, D.C. for a mediocre, whatever they call it, Congress, whatever they call it, I concluded and I knew that these people, all the move they have started making is to make sure that they close everything that, will, in fact, they want to make sure that they close every chapter or channel that RPM may probably want to, follow when he comes out. They want to make sure that they take him out of the picture completely and then position themselves now to fight him properly when he comes out. These guys are criminals, very, very dangerous criminal, But we thank God that today, God in his own way is exposing them left, right, and center. The zoo thought that we are still in darkness, but they don't know that in this 21st century, we now have information in our palm. It's not like in 1979 and 1978. So, my brother, keep it up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
More grease to your elbow.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Always been here. Thank you. Yes, the number to call remains +9 7 33 60 51 337. I repeat, +9 7 33 60 51 337. That is number to call. If you want to join this conversation, you can call on this number, then you can join us. Thank you so much. If you got the number, Chris, then let me know. So let us continue on what we are playing. As we're waiting for people to call, we have still our time, more 10 minutes to go. So if any call comes in, we pause, we pick. After that, we'll continue.
Chair. By not electing a new person, the people are sending a message to the world. Our leader is not gone. He is just unavailable.
By not voting or letting anybody in the office, we are reminding the world that our leader is not gone, but he's just unavailable. Remember that word.
Moral message. Every time the acting deputy speaks, they start by saying, on behalf of Prime Minister, name in jail. This reminds everyone every single day that the true leader is being held illegally. Preventing a coup. Because no one has been elected to replace him, no one can claim his authority. The Chief of Staff is just a manager, not a king. This prevents the rebel label because the Chief of Staff isn't trying to steal the throne, they are just guarding it. 2. The role of the Chief of Staff.
The Chief of Staff is not trying to steal the position. Rather, he is protecting the position. Are you hearing it? But he who elected someone is the one stealing the position, trying to make it that there is no leader anymore. So those that are holding the leader will destroy the leader and treat him like a common criminal. They will not treat him like a prisoner of conscience anymore. Listen.
Staff/acting deputy. In this setup, the Chief of Staff has a very difficult job. They have derived authority, meaning their power comes entirely from the person in prison. Administrative power. They can sign papers, pay the freedom fighters and organize protests. No political power. They usually cannot make big changes to the country's goals or sign peace treaties without the leader's permission, often sent through secret notes from prison. The buffer. They protect the leader by taking the heat for
that the government, that the DPM or Chief of Staff or Deputy Prime Minister will send a secret message to the leader. You think we snap picture with him. All those things are just a mere eyes looking that leads to nowhere. Please, if you never like the program, there is a 3 dots in front of your screen on your right hand side. The way I am pointing my hand, you will see that 3 dots. Touch it once, it will open. You will see like and share. Once you share, you subscribe, because you are sharing is making message to go viral. It does not remove anything from your account or from your internet. Please enable to do that.
Small mistakes, while the leader remains a perfect symbol in the eyes of the public. 3. Will they be called rebels? This is the key to your question. The enemy government will still call them rebels, because they are part of the movement. The international community, like the UN or the US Congress, is actually more likely to respect
that the enemy government, which is Nigeria, Ogekere, Imam Maduabo, will be tagging Ngozi Oronbese, the Deputy Prime Minister, rebel. They will be tagging her all kinds of names. But remember that the world knows the true leader and the one that is right, the legal and the legitimate one among the movement.
Why? Because they look disciplined. When a movement starts electing new leaders.
Because they look disciplined. I ask you in the comment section, the movement of the United States of Biafra, in your own understanding, remove this one they told you here. Do you think that this movement look disciplined and well organized? I want to see your comment before I will play what is the next. Do you think that this government of the USB is well disciplined right now that all the Mugus has left us? Yes, Tema, thank you so much.
Every time one gets arrested, they look messy and disorganized. When a movement says, our leader is in jail and we are waiting for him, they look like a government in waiting. 4. The risks of this setup. While this is a strong way to stay united, it has 2 big dangers. The stagnation risk. If the leader is in prison for 20 years, the Chief of Staff might not have the rank to make the big decisions needed to win. The movement might get stuck in the past. The communication gap.
Remember, after 20 years, then the Chief of Staff might decide to make decision because the contract that is holding the Prime Minister or the President or the leader has blocked a way of sending him message. The Finland has right to block Obato OBM receiving message from anywhere after 20 years. Not 3 months. What is that, Cecilia? Yesterday in the comment section. I don't know today. I am not seeing any illegal message on our comment section. Why? Because this one hit them very hard. When it hits them hard, they all disappear. You won't see them.
If the British or the colonial power stops all letters from the prison, the chief of staff has to guess what the leader wants. If they guess wrong, the people might turn against them. Comparison of leadership types. Leadership style. Is the leader in jail replaced? Risk of rebel label? World perception. Replacement. Yes, a new person is elected. High. Looks like a power grab. Unstable/divided. Placeholder. Your example. No. Use a chief of staff/deputy. Low. Looks like loyalty. Legitimate/disciplined. This placeholder system.
Do you get the word? Loyalty. What? The chief of staff. Loyalty. Not only that again. Legitimate and the word disciplined. This is how the world address our DPM and government to USB. Are you not being happy that you on the track where you are is the one they give this kind of accolades? The one that is being recognized that you are the legitimate government and you are disciplined.
Is exactly what the ANC did for Nelson Mandela in South Africa. They never replaced him. They had other leaders like Oliver Tambo running the movement from the outside, but they always called Mandela the leader. This made it impossible for the world to ignore him.
South Africa never replaced Nelson Mandela. After 27 years, they did not. I'm hearing it here. But look at the power grab. They call them here in this area high looking like power grabbing. Ogenkere. Power grabbing. Power monster. Look at how it is. And that is the kind of person you followed. The comparison. My people, like I said, we are running down to the program. It's about to close. We only have more 5 minutes in case if anyone call us, we are going to pick the call until we come back tomorrow, because we have to stand up for what we do as our daily activities. You can be able to be online, to have internet, to have to work. So time for work is calling us. That is why I told you, if you have to phone call, you want to call us to give voice on what we do today, you are free. You still have more 5 minutes that we are counting down on it. If call comes in, we take. If call did not come in, we are going to draw the curtain. Remember that Nelson Mandela, after 27 years, there are people, the NAHN did not replace him. They did not elected anybody. They did not vote anybody in his position. But people was there managing day-to-day activities of the people of South Africa in apartheid regime, freedom fighting for them. Look at it here, 27 years. And the world had make it open here. That the leader can be replaced after 20 years. If the country that are holding him has blocked him getting any information or any letter, it will take 20 years to stop it. 20 good years to stop. And look at what the government is doing today. I want you to know. In fact, you already know that you are on the right track. Now, before I go in these 5 minutes, I want to give you the danger also in removing or replacing the prime minister. Let us use the danger. I will only play it to conclude. I will not go into details until tomorrow. I will go into details with that and how you can have acting deputy prime minister on behalf of prime minister. You can see how the world, that everything is already written down. If the world knows everything, the only thing they do is to take it away from us by hiding it from us, because we don't have time to research. We want quick action. We want the way we think about it. That is the way we want to get it. But the world is here telling us that it's not this way. That there is another way it is. That we have to do it in a peaceful way for us to achieve it. We don't have to change the leader. Rather, we have to let the leader be as we continue to do everything humanly possible for us to achieve our goals. For us to be there, it is very important. Let's listen to the danger when you replace the leader. Listen to this. Let us one with my people. Let me find out where the document it is. Listen.
That is exactly one of the biggest risks. When the people stop treating their imprisoned leader as their official leader, it gives the government the green light to treat them like a common criminal rather than a political prisoner. Here is how that shift in status changes things for the leader and the movement. 1. Loss of political prisoner status. In many struggles, the people's loyalty forces the government to treat the leader with a certain level of respect, better food, books, or the ability to send letters. If the people abandon them, the government no longer fears a massive riot or a national strike if the leader is mistreated. The result: the leader might be moved from a political ward to a harsh, high-security cell with actual murderers or thieves. They might be forced to do hard manual labor, like breaking rocks, because the government feels there will be no consequences from the public. 2. Physical danger and disappearance. As long as a leader is the face of a movement, they are famous and visible. The government knows that if the leader dies in custody, the country will burn in anger. If the people replace them, the leader becomes forgotten. When a leader is forgotten, it becomes much easier for the government to let them fall ill without medical care, or in extreme cases to make them disappear or be killed, because the public's attention has moved on to the new leader. 3. Destruction of the leader's legacy. Governments often use the common criminal label to destroy a leader's reputation.
To destroy the leaders.
This is a very insightful question. While history shows that most freedom movements stay loyal to their leaders, like Gandhi or Kenyatta, there are times when people or other politicians decide to move on or choose a new leader while the original one is in prison. When a movement removes or replaces its imprisoned leader, it often creates several major dangers for the cause. 1. The divide and conquer trap. The biggest danger is internal division. 2 factions. Usually, the movement splits into 2 groups: those loyal to the old leader in prison and those following the new leader. British colonial strategy. Colonial powers loved this. They would often support the new moderate leader to make the imprisoned radical leader look irrelevant. This weakens the movement because the people start fighting each other instead of the oppressor. 2. Loss of moral authority. A freedom leader in prison is a powerful symbol of sacrifice. If the people abandon that leader, the movement can lose its soul. It starts to look like a group of politicians fighting for power rather than a group of patriots fighting for justice. This can make the common people lose hope and stop participating in protests, thinking, if we can abandon our hero so easily, what are we even fighting for? 3. Radicalization and chaos. Often, the imprisoned leader is the only one who can keep the peace. Loss of control. Without the original leader's official voice, younger or more frustrated followers might turn to extreme violence or uncoordinated attacks. The leaderless danger. If the new leader isn't as respected as the old one, people might just stop listening to anyone.
You have a call as you're about to close. Well, let's take this last call. Hello, Wanda. Good evening from here.
Good afternoon.
It's been long.
Biko, noise wicked because I'm a solo. I'm a man now.
Okay.
I'm on Nuzo. So, I've been busy these days now.
I can see that.
Dear friends, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And not that I'm not happy, but I want to lay a course. So not Barawa and the generation, and okay, Jukunke and the generation, Imam Madabu within generation, Beati who within generation, all those people that got that within their generation. Because this thing that you are playing, my brother, no human being ever. Do you have less human being that will not get, have mind after reading and this explanation they are giving unto us will be happy? You see, all those things that we are teaching since and they are explaining to us. Dear friends, do you see where is that useless being a Pietro waiting, always going to all the platforms to cause a generation a pain, everlasting pain to this eternity pain. Where is him? Where is that? All those useless people that don't follow the real cause of our declaration. Where is them? You see? Okay, Chukunkere. Whether your name is Oge Chukunkere, whether it's Sekurano, because you are calling Oge Chukunkere. Isaiah Nyogo, whether Isaiah Nyogo is his name or is his fake name. You understand? I don't want to know, and our gods don't want to know. I call the gods of Afara Uku. I call Alusini Bonina Juwebiri. Oguguni Bonina Juwebiri. Alusini Biafani Juwebiri. Oguguni Biafani Juwebiri. I call the Mother Earth. I call the Chian and the Gede. I call Alusini na Afonano. Biafani Unko Oya. Afo Eke. Asumuno. Eleziem. We don't want them. Ebobuna get good terreno. So not Baravano. The fella Ajereno. Asimungi to Bah. To bear the Zuno. Among one with among the rest of mind. Obi Hagana Mahipe. As if you spoke a cabiama Binye. Asim. Arusinine. Ubunine. Afari beku to webiri. Binya to one genkere. Were ifu Jamaya webuye. Ekwanso na gara anya ya na-ejo kwa agaya. Ekwanso bụ na ndị nọ na be bụ ndị British si no ji ha ko bụ hala anya ji he. Ana ma si ndị binye. Were mmagu we tuba ha. Tuba ha mebe ha dị nene. Tuba ha nebe ha na gaga. Mana anya moto tuba ha. Ụzọ blue switches tuba ha. Tuba ha ọkụ nerere yerebu ya na generation ha. Ana ma njoko chubaha. Chubaha. Ezumika mtenando ha. Ebe ha si na aga. Ebini. Wene megide ho hari. Onwo mwa prime minister megide ha. Onwo mwa prime minister. Busa monekwa. Njoko megide ha. Oh, ifo me. Yapo habu. Biano. Ka atukwa ka we moto obodo anyị ka edozi obodo anyị bete ebe ha rere ya and ha nọkwa na ha rere ya wee na-eme ka mmemme ya Chukwu okike abịa na ige mmemme ezinụlọ ha niile mmemme ezinụlọ ha niile ihe ike ga na-eme n'ezinụlọ ha ha ije agatọ n'ala ha na agatọ n'ala ana m asị Chukwu okike abịa ma Chisom ndị ọ bụ onye ji wee hiri isi Chisom ndị nwa enwe ochi ọzọ alụsị niile gboji wetiri binyenu oge erugo njọkụ binye nye nna m anọ m n'ụzọ ndị ọchọ nọ na aka inu na na-eti inu ọgbansọ hụrụ m o generation nna na ụlọ bulitie na kọndishọn a metanye ebinigo Wana n'obodo anyị n'aka anyị ebirigo Chima nwanne m nọ nso ya dịrị gị na mma ha edịrị ezinụlọ gị na mma ebe na-eme ka ọ dịrị ụmụ Biafra na mma ka ọ dịrị ezinụlọ gị na mma ihe kama mere ezinụlọ gị ọganihu ga na-akpụ gị ihu n'ụtụtụ ma ehihie ndị na-ekwere na Biafra ọganihu ga-abụ nke ha ha na-asị Dr. Ngozi Orebeze na ndị ama kabinet ihe ọma ga-emerụ ebe unu ụzọ n'ụkwụ ebe unu tinye aka jisi n'ike ụzọ ga-emepere unu biko n'ụlọ nwa bụ nne anyị mma nne m jisike ụmụ Biafra those that believe in our government unu ada na mba biko ka anyị jisi n'ike ọkụ nọ na-eme ọ na-eme ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume. Our PM song will never die.
Yes.
Ọ na-eme Our piano song will never die. Oh, neme. Kachukwoke kabianeme.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You are 1 in a million. Thank you for that prayer. The prayer has said it all. Thank you so much. Yes, my people of Biafra, there is no time to waste. Please, I urge you, as we are coming to the fundraising, listen to all this, and you can testify those who are against the movement of Biafra to become a country. It is open from today. So this junction, we are going to end it here because of our time. And I thank you for being here. I welcome you. As you will continue to listen, please like and share the program. Tomorrow we are going to be back to look at what, how can we have Deputy Prime Minister that will not betray the leaders and other things that we are going to dish out to tomorrow. So please be on the line. You know where to go to listen when we are not live. Mazi Kelena is there. Ezekuna Son, Ada Simon, Kai Reports, Mazi Biafra Ezedos, Mazi Humble Lion, Mazi Rose. These are the platforms that have volunteered themselves to dish out all this information. So we are always on the line. Check out and all these platforms. That is where you will hear things that will motivate you. The truth that are not being watered with anything. The way it is raw is how we are giving it. You can hear it all today. From me, from here, it is a wonderful day. Have a nice day until we see again tomorrow. Stay calm and be happy. Today, bring your Eje and your Ejema to give the government and also support your state in the homeland. Thank you so much. I love you all. One love. Peace out.